Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Big Dog Country Radio. Morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
Good?
Yep.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Well, we've got a very special guest in this morning here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Who do we have, Bob?
We've got County Commissioner James Boot Thomas in the studio with us today to talk county business. Boot, always good to see you. Appreciate it coming in. Happy New Year. Longest serving commissioner that we have in Wayne County. How long have you been on that board?
I think this is my 33rd year.
30.
I was elected in 1992. And
So you were elected on the board when I moved back to Jesup in 92 and bought the radio station.
yes, yes.
Wow.
You've seen a lot.
Seen a lot.
And of course, thank you for inviting me. Yeah, Bob invited me, and I always come. I don't mind coming at all. And I'm not here to argue or to point the finger at anybody. I'm just going to regurgitate the facts. And you had somebody on here, the mayor, I think, was talking about contracts and the dispute with the county with the new enhancement system and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know why, for any reason, they chose to go way back to 1992 to pull contracts. But it just so happened I was here. And so I can tell you whatever happened with the first-hand view on what happened from then to now. So, I want to try to foster a good relationship, and I've always done that with the city because we represent people. Everybody say, well, my district is in the city. Well, I take half of the city, and then part of my district, too, is in the county. But we're two different entities. We're county and their city. Everything we do is legislatively mandated. We don't have a choice. We've got the courts, we've got the jail, we've got a tax office, tax assessors, tax commissioners, elections, we got recreation. That includes all the landings and all the whatever around the county. Road department, emergency management, EMS, sheriff, hospital authority, industrial authority, library, forestry, extension offices, and health department, and a few other things. So, as you can see from all that, we have maybe very little control over our budget except for maybe 15 or 20%. Everything else, we have to do it. Everything the city does is fee-based. The city can shut down the police department today or tomorrow. Our sheriff is going to have to find some people to make sure he take up the slack on that because that's mandated by the state. So, I don't know. I just want us to get along and everything. But I'll be glad to talk about this, and I've got the documents and everything. And I had an old history teacher in college to say, when you talk about history, it's exactly what it says. If you spell it out, his story. Depending on who's telling it. So
let's just talk about the system in general, because the county and the city both found out during the hurricane that the communication system between their emergency personnel was very much outdated. So the county took the steps to come up with a new system, put up new towers.
Yes.
They're asking the city to put up a fifth tower, and that's, they seem to understand that's what is needed for their officers as well, but they're just upset with who they feel the county should pay for. But talk about the system in general, how the county and city both found out that during the hurricane the system was not very good.
We hired a new fire chief, and very much needed, because we know that the fire is very prevalent, and we're going to have to have our own fire department sooner or later, and because we're trying to establish fire stations throughout the county so that people ISO will be low. We had a contract with the city on that one of these contracts here that it just so happened in 96 that we signed a contract with the city that we would take 911 and they would take fire. That means they would answer all the calls in the city and the county, and we would take a 911 and we would take the jail. Also, with that, we would house the city prisoners in the jail without charge. Check all across this state. Cities are paying counties to house their prisoners in the county jail. We are trying to save taxpayers' money. We're trying to get along. So here again, that's something that was not mentioned. But even though they took E911 over, we were responsible for all the upkeep As a matter of fact, we upgraded E911 about 2 years ago, and of course, when we turned the fire over to the city, it was not mentioned that we gave them a brand new, almost $300,000 pumper. And we took E911 with all the equipment and the employees, except for Luther Harris. He stayed with the city. And we paid for their salaries and whatever equipment we had, that's up to us. And as you can see, we have to update this equipment. You all dealing in the radio business and technology, you know how expensive software is. So 2 years ago, we spent $500,000 to upgrade the SCAD, which is computer aid dispatch system, and E911. And then last year we spent $200,000. So within the last 3 years, we've spent $700,000 upgrading equipment and everything because software go outdated. But that's our responsibility. We signed a contract. We don't go to the city saying, y'all need to help out on this. If you see a pattern here, you know, when we have to do stuff, we go ahead and do it. When our chief told us that we're having a communication problems out in the county when it comes to that in Mount Pleasant and Magic Springs and Kville, then he found this company that was going to bring us up to date and would get rid of the old system so everybody would be on the same page. When the city found out about it, the city fire and police, they heard about it. They got with the chief and was talking about updating their systems as well. And if they do not purchase a tower or do not put a repeat on the tower that we already have, or that they already have, we're still going to service E911. They don't have to do it, but it's not our job to pay for the equipment. We're doing the service. As you can see, I just cited, we spent $700,000 already just updating the software. Now this, we signed a contract on that back in October, I think, of 24 for the new tower, the new software. So when we had the contract with the city on, we took over the E911. They were supposed to take over animal control, and you've been here a long time. That was okay, they found out maybe it was a little more than they bargained for. Well, we got an ultimatum. We're not going to do animal control with y'all anymore. It's up to y'all. Well, you got to give us more money. We've always had those things happen to us when we had a contract, if you recall. So we hired us an animal control person. But then with the fire, the city was supposed to roll in the county with fire. And, of course, Anderson Drive and Mount Pleasant, the Guard Eye, whatever those stations we have, whenever there's a fire in the city, they roll to that too. But they found out that when they rolled to the county, according to their insurance, they didn't have enough people left to handle city problems, that their insurance was going up. So here again, we got another ultimatum. We're not going to roll in the county. Y'all going to have to give us money for more people or blah, blah, blah. You recall that. You were here. So we did. We gave them $300,000 because we had to. They had to hire about 4 people to man the stations while people go in the county. We gave them $300,000 to do that, and it was nothing we budgeted for. We had to scrape that money up. Now, according to CPI, we started out at $300,000. Today, we're paying them $407,932.23 per year. That's $33,994.35 per month that we are paying them for fire services to roll in the county. We've handled and we have always stepped up to the plate with our responsibilities, even though I feel like that sometimes when a person have you over a barrel, you can't do any better. They take advantage of you. But that's not going to happen anymore. We are 2 different entities. So I look out for my district, which is part of it, city and the county as well. This system if you all update your software or whatever you do, then you got to update your equipment as well. We are handling the system. The equipment, we update ours. We're not responsible for the equipment. When they took over E911 in '92, then we got it back in '96. We made that deal. I think the city decided they was going to put their own repeater up, and they did, on a little tower we have, and it's still there. They decided they want to use their own, and they got their own FCC license and everything. So that's okay. We would still dispatch 911 calls to them, but the equipment, if they're going to put it up, that's their responsibility.
Well, hopefully they're going to do it. Like I said, they said they're going to do it. Tim Caulfield made the comment he's going to do it, but he's going to have to hold his nose. But their common theme is that they feel that the county doesn't understand that city residents live in the county. They pay city and county taxes. So you as a county resident representing the city, do you understand that?
Okay, I just explained that. I'm tired of hearing that old cliche. We are two separate entities. Like I said, everything they do in the city is fee-based. Everything we do is legislatively mandated. We don't have a choice, okay? So that don't mean we pay for everything. And as you can see, what I've just recited to you, we pay our fair share.
Well, I got a lot of topics I want to talk about, so I'm going to move on. One thing I definitely want to get you in there.
Any more you want to say about that, James?
One thing I want to say.
You had that look in your face like, yeah, I got something else to say.
I'm tired of these fellas pointing their finger and everything, and enough is enough. I don't want to go there. I'm going to be professional, and I'm going to be. I'm going to take the high road.
It's just, to me, it's a difference of opinion of taking a look at that. Just like you can get a case in front of a jury and you may get a full 12. Or you put a case in front of 5 judges and 3 will vote one way and 2 the other. People can look at the same facts and come out with different opinions, but you've got to agree to disagree and move forward to the citizens of Jesup, Scriven, Odom, and Wayne County.
I'll tell you this. According to the state and the county responsibility, you call Atlanta and ask them what the county is responsible for, and let them tell you what we're responsible for. And then you call them and ask what the city's responsible for. If you've got a charter, then you got to provide 5 services, and you got to collect taxes, and you got to fund those services beyond the county. Okay? We try to be good neighbors and try to look out for our county funds and several things. Here's number one. Years ago, in 2004, I think, we negotiated a contract with Republic for the landfill. When we negotiated that contract, they said that was one of the best contracts negotiated in the state of Georgia, because we negotiated that they could dump garbage out there at our landfill from other areas, and we agreed to sign a contract with them. When we got to the point of, I think, 10,000 tons a day, then Wayne County would be able to dump their garbage free. And we did get to that, and I think we was charging something like $250 a ton or something like that. We made money off there at a tune of $1.6, $1.7 million by them dumping other garbage in our landfill. It was a great agreement. Here's the thing. We also negotiated, if we dump our garbage free, city and county, the city is a part of the county, we negotiated that the city would be able to dump their garbage free as well. So the city dumped their garbage free. Yet, they charge y'all to pick up your garbage. Now, I don't know if anybody knew that or not, but we
probably because they have to pay for the services, right? Is that part of it? Does the same company run through the same routes through the city and the county?
No, the same company just handles the county.
And so they have to pay for their system. So you have to charge for that. There's one thing about paying for the pickup of the trash.
I understand.
Then there's the pay for the dumping of the trash. I understand.
We hire them to pick up the garbage in the county, and they pick up the garbage in the county from our taxpayers free. Now, it is not free per se, But we found out that the money that we pay on our insurance on different vehicles, all our properties, insurance tax premium, at the end of the year we get that money back. We take that money and pay for garbage to be picked up in the county at no cost to the taxpayers. That's how we pick it up. They can do the same thing if they want to.
Okay. We're getting off on a lot of different subjects here.
I know.
There's going to be different opinions on who's responsible for what and who's going to do what. You know, as citizen of Jesup and Wayne County, we just want the two boards, commissions, whatever, to get along and work for the best of the county. And the situation with the communications, new communication system, it's going to happen anyway. There's difference of opinions, but it's going to happen anyway. The cities have already said they're going to do it no matter what. So we can just move past this and move on to other subjects that need to be helped. The citizens of Wayne County need to be taken care of.
We're already there.
All right. So, Bob, next questions.
Well, like I said, one reason I want to get you in there, one topic I keep hearing about the county, you keep talking about is the senior center.
Senior center, yes.
Yeah, tell us about the senior center.
I'm excited about that. It's been a long time coming.
What's it going to be? I mean, tell people what a senior center is. Where's it going to be located?
Senior Citizens building is going to be on behind Hall Richardson on was that Poplar Street, and we bought an old house there. It used to be Reverend Green's house, and it's right there in front of the basketball courts. It was an old house that a lady bought for investment, and we bought it from her at fair market value and around $14,000, whatever. We tore it down, and that's where the senior citizen building is going to be. We couldn't build it on Hall Richardson property because the grant they used to build Hall Richardson years ago prohibit putting anything else there. If we did put the senior citizen there, we would have had to buy land somewhere else to make up for that. So it's just like wetland mitigation. We had to. So we decided the best thing to do is put it right next to it, and it'll be joining Hall Richardson. The senior citizens is going to be a nice building. When I first talked about the senior citizen, because we were going back and forth different places for the senior citizen, they need a home. And I looked at other counties by visiting other counties. Being the chairman of the Region Commission, I've seen other senior citizens building firsthand. And they got one in Lyons and some other places that are awesome, and we trying to pattern after one of those. But it's gonna have room for senior citizens. There's gonna be some offices in there. We're gonna have a room in there for meeting rooms. It's gonna have a commercial kitchen where they will cook the meals for the senior citizens, or we'll be able to also feed other senior citizens out in the county. So that's going to be one thing, and it's going to have an area in there for sort of like a mini gym that the senior citizens can walk around in and do other things. Also, we talked about partnering with the Head Start program down there. They'll be able to bring those kids over there when it's raining, and they can be in there and mingle with the senior citizens and kind of give them an uplift, hang out with the kids and everything, and just have a good time. So it's well needed, and I think that they've been bouncing around enough because those senior citizens have paid a lot of taxes, and they have a right to be somewhere they can call home and that they can be proud of. Now, it's taken us a long time to get there. The first grant that I applied for was $750,000. I got that grant, and we had pandemic. After the pandemic, we getting ready to build the building. We put out bids. We had one bid come back, and it was $1.2 million.
Amazing how the pandemic made prices go up, and they've stayed there.
Yeah, we didn't have that kind of money accessed beyond that $750. So here again, I say, well, I know I'm gonna get a little flack behind this, but I'm looking out for the best interest of the city and the county. And I say, well, we're going to send this back. And the state found out that wasn't enough money, so they increased it to $1 million. So we applied for another grant, the $1 million grant. We got that. I guess it helps too when you're the chairman. But then we got that. But attached to that grant we were required to spend like $1.2 million along with that
You had to match.
to match.
Mm.
We didn't have that
You
kind
didn't
of
have that money.
Exactly. So we put our heads together, and I said, oh, God, how are we going to make this happen? So we finally got together, and the commissioners agreed that we really need this because it's going to serve all the senior citizens. So we decided to send that $1 million grant back. And we decided to take money that we have, ARP money, and that. This upgrading of the system is going to be paid. We're going to pay that not with ARP money, not local money, with ARP money.
AARP?
ARP, right.
I didn't know AARP
ARP.
gave out that, or ARP.
Yeah, ARP.
Just
right.
ARP.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to pay that with that. But we decided to build it ourselves. We got a good department, a guy that really know how to build stuff. He built the voting building and everything. We say, well, most churches are in town now. They have metal buildings, but you can dress them up and nobody know they're metal buildings up front and everything. So we say we'll design a nice building and metal building and build it, and it'd be nice.
What is ARP? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, American Rescue.
Okay, something like that.
Yes.
Just a place where you can apply for funds and get them for different
it's
things.
by the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
when do you think that construction will begin on this new senior citizen?
We've done everything we've done. We've done soil sedimentation. We've done all that, and we've got all those things out of the way. We're waiting right now is because we are waiting on our architect, the new architect we have, to finalize it, and we had to change the approach and all that kind of stuff on it. But within the next month or so, we looking to break. All we got to do is get that final and break ground.
Okay, Bob.
Next time I want to talk,
We just have to move right along.
That's right.
We don't get you in very often, so there's a lot of subjects we need to talk to you
County's
about.
made a lot of improvements to the EMS. Got a
What
new
now?
EMS. The county's made a lot of improvements to the EMS.
Yes.
Because they were talking about these EMS people got fatigue and things like that. So talk about the improvements the county's made to the EMS system. Got a new EMS director. So how do you think it's working out?
The new EMS director is doing a great job. Like I said, we ventured out and got us a fire chief, and they've made some tremendous changes for the county in a positive manner. And I think the morale of the county EMS and the fire is drastically increased, and it's for the betterment of Wayne County. Sure, we've had some problems with EMS and those things, but he's ironing them out, and our employees, they're happy with that. They chose out of several A, B, and C which one they wanted, that they wouldn't be fatigued, or because you got people that are always going to come and give you solutions, but everybody who gives you solutions, if they gave you money with it, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't give you money with the solution, so we have to figure it out the best suit Wayne County.
Next topic, we passed the SPLOST. Got these upcoming projects: security to the courthouse, the community center, the thing out in the county that Randy Franks is with. Tell us how soon will we see those projects underway?
A lot of those
Where do we
projects
stand on that?
should start pretty soon. I mean, they're already starting with the
Equestrian
Equestrian
activities.
Yeah.
That center out there that'll
Yeah.
be used for all different type of events.
they're already started
How's
on
that
that.
coming along? 'Cause
Yeah, it's
It's
coming
coming
along.
along good. It's coming
Yeah.
along good.
Yeah.
And I commend, and I'm glad he's commissioner, Randy Franks. He's been a tremendous help in spearheading that and getting it done. The courthouse is coming. We're going to start on that as soon as we can get somebody to give us a good bid on that. That's the thing about it is we got to get people to give us some good bids. Just like the senior citizen building, we only had one guy to bid. So I've been really recruiting or asking friends and people in Wayne County, these guys to come out of retirement or whatever it is, to bid on it, and so we can get some competitive bids,
And one
You're
final
moving a little
topic.
too
fast. I'm sorry.
This is MLK weekend, a lot of festivities. Talk about the festivities taking place this week to celebrate that holiday.
I think it's going to be a good weekend. I've seen the itinerary, and it's going to be as usual. And I just pray that everybody turn out. I don't know, the weather might discourage some people, but I think weather is supposed to be raining. I hope not, but
It rains in the forecast for the weekend, that's for sure. So.
yeah.
But the parade's at 1 o'clock, so hope that'll be well attended. And
Yeah.
there's some other
We got
activities taking place.
90% chance on Saturday at this time.
Yeah.
Could change. Then we
True.
may have some wintry weather.
Well,
On Tuesday.
I heard might be looking at snow.
We may be some snow and some ice. Donnie Ray said that things may change from the weekend. If the forecast gets a little closer, but man, that's going to be something else. We do get some. Been a while.
If there is some snow, I'm staying home.
Stay.
People down here don't know how to drive in snow.
I remember last time we got snow. It was fun.
People don't know how to drive in
And,
snow.
they just don't. You just go nuts.
I lived in it for 20 years up there, man. And I had a little side thing. We were out of school. We were granted 5 snow days then.
And where was this at?
In Knoxville.
Knoxville. Okay.
5 snow days. I had an old pickup truck, and I let the air out of the tires about halfway down and put about 12 center blocks on the back. I'd go around pulling people out of ditches,
Making a little money on the side there.
I
A
don't
little
want
side
it,
hustle.
I don't want anything. Well, here, take this. Okay, thank you. But down here, no. I'm gonna stay up.
It'll be something else to see if it happens. That's the forecast. It says it's possible.
Yes.
We may have some wintry weather on Monday night, Tuesday night, and early Wednesday morning, but that's the forecast for now. But Donnie Ray does want us to understand that could be adjusted in some sort of way over the weekend, because those weather patterns can change every day.
Well, last week, our youngest daughter, Crystal, she lives in Atlanta. She sent us pictures of snow everywhere, and the 2 oldest daughters live in one of Robbins. But, you would think Atlanta would be prepared for that, but an inch or two crippled Atlanta,
Oh, yeah.
They're not ready for it.
Well, we appreciate you coming in.
Well,
Always
we
good
want to talk
see
about
you.
one more thing. What's going on at Upper
that's
County
right,
Landing?
that's right. He wants to know about the
You got the
military
upper
exercises.
military exercises at Upper County Landing going on this week.
Yes, sir.
And did you have any inside information on that? There's all kinds of conspiracy theories and rumors and stuff going on there. Why is the military coming in using the Upper County Landing for military exercises?
If truth be known, we've had an agreement with the military on several things. Even where I live, the airport, the military have exercise out there sometime with helicopters
So it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's ongoing. And,
Someone said that years ago there was military exercises way out Holmesville Road, out that way at one time.
Right.
And so just wondering what, with today with social media, people just go nuts.
That's about like years ago, I guess, when I was growing up here and everything, when they had a bombing range in Townsend, you'd hear those boom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm made aware of it. And, of course, a lot of times when they have the exercise with the helicopters out there at the airport, I have helicopters over my house, and look like they're about to land, and I'm having flashbacks.
You have a flashback.
I'm gonna shoot something
back
in
in
the
the
ground.
war, huh?
Exactly.
Back in Nam, man. Back in Nam. About, I guess, maybe a couple of months ago, maybe not even that long ago, I was at the house in the front yard, and a jet went over, and I ducked. That's how close he sounded. I ducked. He went, whew, and I actually ducked. I know as fast as he was going, he was probably already half a mile past me by the time I heard it. But I actually ducked. That was so close. Do they still go to the bombing range in Townsend and use that?
I think they still do.
Yeah, I think because that's the reason why we see so many jets flying over here is they head that way from different bases around the
I
state.
think that technology is advanced, so now they are lasering, and I don't think you hit a big boom as you used to, but I think they're lasering whatever targets they have, and it sort of made it a little more feasible and livable for the people who live around there.
So you see Boot Thomas out in his front or backyard, and he's out there pretending he's got a gun in his hand. He's been back. He's having flashbacks to Nam because of all these helicopters over above his head.
I'll be out there looking for green or red smoke.
Oh, but I just wanted you. We've been kind of kidding around with that. We know that the military uses different areas around South Georgia with the Fort Stewart and Hunter Air Base and all the rest of them. But it's just with social media these days, people like to create things.
Oh yeah,
and it's just another standard military exercise.
Right.
And Wayne County steps forward and says, "Hey, yeah, you can use this."
I don't know the extent of the exercise, just like at the airport, and they say, "What are you doing out there?" I don't know. Well, I mean, if I tell you, I might have to kill you. I don't know.
I told Butch, we got the press release said stay away from that area because of military exercise. He said, well, go up there. I said, I want to get shot. I said,
I told Bob to go to the news reporter
I'm
out.
going by the press release. The press release said stay away from that area. Military exercises are ongoing, so I'm abiding by the press release.
Right. Well, I think we've got a good board, a county commission board with the new people on there and everybody. I think we're gelling together now, and we're looking forward to doing some good things with our. We did a good thing with our industrial authority by everything we've done so far with the TIL money and everything with the it's been economic development, and we extended our place out there, and that's going to bring income to the city and the county and city. And as soon as we extended the industrial park, the city annexed it in because that means income for them. So we're trying to work together. And by the industrial authority, getting those businesses we have here to reinvest over $300 million in a couple of hundred jobs, that really added to our tax base. That's brought us up that we're doing good.
Yeah. Well, as in a lot of households, a lot of businesses, a lot of organizations, and a lot of governments, a lot of the disagreement comes down to money.
Right.
As Bob and I talk about all the time, it's always about the money. And then no matter what type of organization it may be, whether, like I said, it's government or household or business, a lot of the disagreements come down to money, and you just have to kind of work it out and move forward.
Right.
Bob, anything else for our county commissioner this morning? James Boot Thomas?
Just say appreciate you coming. Like I said, always good to see you. Wish you the best of luck in the year 2025.
Thank you, sir. It's always good to be seen, not viewed.
All right. See you, Boot. All right. World famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup has been brought to you by the Service Department of GNS Auto Sales, by Murphy Builder Supply, and by First Southern Bank.